Example 1b, we're going to solve for cotan theta equals -1 between 0 and 2 pi. So this interval is just written in interval notation. This one was set notation, so that's just the difference between this. So this includes 0, includes 2 pi. So again, just one revolution as all our answers are in here. Okay, so let's take a look here. If we've got a reciprocal trig function, we want to flip and take the reciprocal of our number. So we're going to write this as tan theta equals 1 divided by -1, which in this case is still -1, often the value changes. So now we're going to find our reference angle. You ignore the negative sign to find the reference angle. The negative sign is just going to tell me what quadrants my actual theta values are in. So if you take a look at the triangles here, √3/1 or 1/√3 for opposite over adjacent, it's not going to give me 1. But if you look here, √2/√2 simplifies to 1. So your reference angle is pi/4. So our reference angle here is pi/4. Now we're going to look at the quadrants. Using the CAS rule, tan theta equals -1. So tan's positive in 1 and 3. So it must be negative in 2 and 4. So quadrant 2 is where my answer is. And quadrant 4. Now, the theta value in quadrant 2, again, it's pi minus theta r, or you can picture 4 pi/4, so 1 less would be 3 pi/4. You don't have to write this out. I usually, after a while, don't necessarily need to write it out. Quadrant 4, what is the theta value? So again, 2 pi is here, so 8 pi/4 is equivalent to 2 pi when you get a common denominator. So in quadrant 4, 1 less would be 7 pi/4. So theta equals 7 pi/4. Now, a couple other little details. You could have remembered this from the rule of 2 pi minus theta r, based on that rule, which is what we did here. So 8 pi/4 minus pi/4 is 7 pi/4. And then the other thing is you want to make sure that because you're solving for theta, and you don't necessarily have to circle your answer, but you do need to make sure that your final answer stated is with theta equals and theta equals. So you clearly need to have the final answer with theta equals, not just listing these numbers. The other important thing is make sure when you're writing your reference angles that it's an R. Theta, if you put just theta, that would assume that that is also one of the answers, but it's not. Theta is just these two values.